We're about to go live, so don't embarrass yourselves, people. This is the last dump Wednesday. Is this even Wednesday? Why am I here? Oh shit, we're live.
Was I supposed to dump Gadoopy do something?
Totally sorry, I totally forgot to do the Rumble destination, so I'm a little busy.
Oh, please. I mean, keep working on it. You're 5 to 5K and all that.
Yeah.
All right, that's your second to do you miss, Scott. This is the reason why. This is the reason why you don't trust a dendrophile to run your stream.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you know what? It breaks my heart, everybody, that he might be doing more shows next year.
I'm branching out. Okay.
You know what I have to tell you right now, Walton?
Branch?
I got to tell you this. Ba-doo-ba-doo. That's how you do it, bro.
Is there another one? Can I catch up?
Right here.
Doop-a-doo.
Oh my God, Matt, you make Mad look good. That's hard to do.
Can we just get Yeti back? Jesus
Oh
Christ.
wow, that just happened. Okay, are we now live on Rumble?
Still upside down, I see.
I used to be on this somewhere.
Nah,
Yeah.
fake news.
Sorry about that. Are we live on Rumble right now?
I don't know. I don't look at Rumble.
Son of a bitch. I think I screwed up and we're not live on Rumble. Oh, that sucks.
There's like there's like a sign. What is the thing? An exclamation point next to the Rumble sign. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I screwed up. That's all that means. Shit. See, this is the thing with StreamYards. Rumble hasn't done whatever everybody else has done, and you always have to put in like your key and something else for your destination every single time you do a live stream. Yeah, and this is the first time I forgot, and guess what? It's not letting me do the live stream. So I'm gonna see if I could do it like change the time. Do you think that would work, Mr. Grant Gregory?
I don't know. It's got the stream up there, but it's not.
Yeah,
live.
it's just showing my stinger.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's awesome. Hey everybody. Walton's here and he's running the show. I just wanted to say I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I'm gonna actually spend like an hour with you guys here on a Wednesday dump. Yes, my fans, I'm giving you all the spork you could take at the end of the year. But let's hand it over to the guy who self-sabotages himself, Mr. Stephen Walton.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all that wonderful promo for you guys. Hail the chat. What is going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you. Mr. Tickle Trunk is in the house. Thank you so much. I'm here and dabbing. Well, I hope
he's dabbing.
I don't know if that's like a condition or is that
or is he? Well, no. Either you're dabbing like this, or dabbing is like a very potent form of marijuana residue that was past my time. I learned about it through the youngins at work. I was like, wow.
I don't know. Papa Cotton's older than both of us, and he does that. He's sharing it all the time on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, he's a stoner though. So
yeah.
Is that anything like the wax for CBD?
It is. It's like, so what they do is if you can watch videos of it on YouTube, like we can't talk about certain things, but they could show you how they make this process. So they take a bud and it's between like two pieces of maybe like wax paper, and it's like a really hot iron, and really fast it crushes it and it just shoots out the resin, and they scoop all that up and it forms like a little almost waxy. Yeah. And you smoke that, I guess.
Okay. Well, I've smoked CBD wax before in Minecraft.
Crazy.
So, well, I mean, CBD is like totally awesome.
Hold on. Did you smoke it in the game Minecraft?
No, I smoked it in Minecraft.
Yeah.
I have 2 engineers in the family. I can do like kick-ass things.
That's pretty impressive.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
I need to make that kind of money. Oh, yeah.
Well, talking about money, don't forget my channel's under attack. And if you'd like to tip, I'm going to put a link here at the end of the year, because I found out, can I tell you, if I ever get monetized again, I will treat my members so much better. I will give them special content. Well, probably not. I will give them special live streams because, maybe not, but I will show them that I love them. That's a definite.
It's a definite maybe.
It's a solid, dude. big difference in your life when you lose, 100 100 follow. What do you call them?
Members.
Members.
You've got to get used to calling them, but
Yeah. Well,
Members.
it's been so long. It's been so long since I've had members.
I remember.
Let's move on. Oh,
Yeah, sure.
also, I'm sorry. One more thing. I finally did it. I don't know if you guys have done it. I'm using Linktree now. Why wasn't I using that before?
Really?
Instead of sharing, dude, it shares all your social media, everything in one little.
Don't
and
put
it's
it on
free.
your bio on Twitter because you'll get banned.
I already put it on my bio on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Alright.
with Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He doesn't want any promotion of any external.
Well, that's kind of nuts. Fascist. Well, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Huh.
All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, why don't you go, Walton?
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know Stephen Walton, he has a small channel and is trying to get to 2K. So if you're new here and a newer subscriber of mine, please make sure to check out his channel. A link will be somewhere if Soul Assassin's here because he's the greatest mod on earth.
Thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys being here. Please remember to share out this link, smash that like, and help to promote all of Scott's channels. Scott works hard for all of us. He's got some of the best people on this channel every show, the most real, the most competent and intellectual people you will find on all of YouTube. So please support him, support this channel. Thank you so much for being here. Hail the Legion of Memers. What is up, Horny Alf? Good to see you, my brother. Appreciate you. Zombie Box Reviews, my brother. Thank you so much for all
Love
the
you,
help
Andy.
that you've given us. You're a wonderful person, man. My love to you, and I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. E. Clay is with us. What is up, E. Clay? Thank you so much for being here. Much appreciate you. Keely Chow's in the house, always promoting everybody out there. Thank you so much for being
Hey,
here.
Cap.
Thank you, sir. It's wonderful seeing you. Slender Dad is with us. What's up, Slender Dad? It says, we talk about your blood origin. I have so much to say. Well, so do we. And can't wait to get on that topic. Probably going to cover that about 15 minutes in. Thank you so much for being here. Soul Assassin, as Scott was mentioning. Hail, please hit the like, share out the stream. Absolutely, my brother. Thank you very much for being here and doing what you do. We appreciate
Stream
you
elements.
every single time you are here. Emotionally unstable amphibian. Hey, y'all. Hey, man. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you every time I see you in the chat, dude. Love it. Love all the comments that you have. And thank you guys for bringing so much fire. Like Eric K. What is up, my man? Thank you so much, man. Good to see you, dude. One of my chat brethren. Been talking with you in the chats for as long as I can remember. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. Anybody else?
It's almost like since you've been a sapling.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's very sappy now.
So guys, it's been a long year for Walton. I think he's finally accepting that making fun of somebody is a sign of how much you love them. At least that's what I tell myself. That's what I tell myself.
That's how you show love.
That's how you show love. And I want you guys to come out with what should be a name of a Walton stream, the title of a stream involving trees. Go, Walton, you do not get upset. You take it like a man and you love every minute of it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure he would.
Ha! Would. Okay. All right. We'll come back to it. Make sure we use them at like a really good time and not just like, kind of be like, hey, tree. We got it. That wood one was fantastic. Anywho.
Speaking of fantastic.
Thank you very much, Rip Magos. Just tip $10 on stream moments. Thank you so
there
very
it is,
much.
right here. So Riff Mangoes for $10 says, sharing some love, keep up the good work, brother. Riff, seriously, man, thank you so much. It's weird because Walton and when you get monetized, it's weird to ask people for money, and then they start, becoming members and tipping, and it becomes like a thank you so much. And then when you lose it, it's like, holy crap, you really lost. Like that was a good chunk for a dad of, 3. It was a good chunk of little extra money to do things with kids and stuff and ball out in Florida. So like anytime you guys give me anything, I think I haven't appreciated it enough. So thank you guys so much.
And on top of that, he will work really hard on actually pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah. Riff Magos. Mango. He's
go.
been around since the beginning. He loves me.
Yeah. As soon as I stood up, like, here comes the mangoes. You're like, oh, mangoes. Yeah.
It's always mangoes. I need to get when Riff comes on, you remember Saturday Night Live, Mango, and he would sit there like, I'm going to find it. Hold on. You guys keep talking.
Got it. Rogue Attraction is here. What is it, Rogue Attraction? Good to see you, man. It says Linktree is awesome. There's something I didn't even know. I didn't even know about that. So thank you. Appreciate that very much. Eric, thank you so very much. Appreciate you. Can't say enough. Talking about names that nobody can recognize. Snora Baptiste. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Senora, that is Senora Baptiste.
Thank you, Sonora Baptiste. Thank you, Tina, for being able to read. I'm an author. Can you tell? Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I couldn't even pronounce your name. But I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Let's see. Kai. What is up, Kai MFS? Another writer in the community. Got a
real author. Yeah,
a real author. Guys, please support him and support his channel. He does great streams late at night. And go ahead.
Get out here, Mango.
I'm not saying Riff is like this, but that's Mango.
I was just getting acupuncture on my hoo-ha.
Does that menstruate?
No, okay. That was pre-men being able to menstruate. And if you are in the chat and a subscriber and you believe you menstruate, I'll accept it if you become a member.
Yes, he will.
Menstruate.
So if you lose a member, if
Tina?
you lose your member, but then become a member, he will accept you.
Yes. Oh, by the way, in 2023, we are not holding back anymore because Rumble is a real thing. I'm up to like 260 something. Thank you. And made 41 cents on a video today. No big whoop. So it's no hold barred. It's time to be honest. You know, this is a culture war and we can't be scared to be blacklisted by these government propaganda machines. And I know somebody who wouldn't be. The great Rogue Attraction.
Yeah.
I love you, brother. Him and Pam have the best live streams. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place today. I drink like 3 lattes with my wife and I'm all ripped up right now.
You're absolutely right, man. And the problem that has been with our entertainments, with politics, with everything has been being silenced and not standing up and making our voice heard. And everyone has the right to their opinion. You got the right to live your life how you want to live it, how you see things how you want to see it. Everyone's got the right to their own perspective. It is when social media platforms, like for the longest time, Twitter and other places, limit what you are allowed to say. Like Facebook. Facebook ain't nothing to me but just somewhere where I talk to my family, see photos of my family. That's what, because you can't put anything on Twitter that doesn't immediately get censored.
Facebook.
On Facebook.
Dude, I literally did not use Facebook once this year because of 2020 and 2021, where people I grew up with, because they were so involved in what, the government media was telling them, literally, and we're finding proof that they were, kind of colluding, but at least, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your type thing. They literally told me I would be on the wrong side of history because after 3 months of lockdowns, I was like, let's start thinking, maybe try something different, and people lost it, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how far you want to get into to that topic specifically, but we're seeing a lot of evidence come out now that what we were being told was a lie, as most of us believe. And
I had a wonderful holiday of family telling me, back a year ago, 2 years ago, you guys believe this? Oh, we never said we did, and I'm like, I gotta start damn videotaping these family holidays.
That's it. I literally saw a commercial or listened to a commercial on the radio the other day that said, boosters are out. If you originally or had a booster 2 months ago, you can get is it every 2 months? Anyways, there's a lot of things coming out, CEOs coming out, everybody realizes the truth is coming out, and we will find out more and more how collusion and, government leaned into private companies to use them as an arm of their department or their administration. And look, we all got through it for the most part. We danced around it. We said what we wanted to say without saying it. We were all, backstage, we would talk about okay, we can't touch on this. We can't touch on that. And a week later, it's oh, now we can say that. Well, he just got his channel, taken down and he can't get it back. But, now the science says he was correct. We just have to now be more honest and willing to not take shit from anybody. And really, we're small channels. Some of us, if I lose it, I lose it. Rumble is always going to be there for us.
Well, you got people out there like Wes Moody Webcast he's lost a channel. He's about to lose a second one because he does not stop talking about these things. He does not hold back.
Amen.
And because that's why it's so very important, all of us, all you guys in the chat, on your social medias, wherever you are, your friends, your family, whatever it is, stand up and speak. Because being suppressed means letting narratives take over, lies take the illusion becoming our reality. And because of that, how many things have we lost? How many freedoms? How many people have been sequestered? Scott was just talking about those 2 years. How many small businesses were destroyed? How many people lost their homes? How many children have been destroyed?
Yep. How many overdoses? Check how many overdoses compared to deaths from other things. And you'll realize it's been a terrible couple years. So let's end it on this. I will speak my truth. You do what you need to do. I will respect you because in this fellowship, I've come to learn we can debate and have discord and respect each other. It's when you stop listening, like battling speech with banning speech is not what we do. We battle speech with more speech. So in the chat, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I've had a lot of things said about me in this chat, people. So I'm not scared of that. But just be respectful to one another because I want this to be a place where people feel safe. And I was just talking about you, Pink. I was just talking about you. You guys have the best. I love watching their streams. Those two are so much fun to watch. Rogue Attractions, they are geeks and gamers. They are beautiful human beings.
Good people.
And and it doesn't hurt that Rogue Attractions quite handsome.
I've stood next to him at 2 different meetups, and he also smells nice.
He does.
Which one of the 2 is Rogue Attraction? Because I always get them mixed up.
The one with the growth. It's like a growth that talks to you. Yeah.
So that's not Rogue Attraction, but I can never tell who's puppeting who.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. One of them's talking, one of them's not. Somebody has their hand up, the other one's I don't know. But Pink
I've never seen him from behind, so I don't know.
She's a nice human being. Very attractive.
Also, CJ's Entertainment tipped $2 and said, "Strange humans and aliens. Greetings, strange humans and aliens everywhere." Thank you so much.
Oh, do we have some more tips?
Yes, another $2 tip.
I put them in. So.
Okay, you put them in the back. I like to show them, Walton, so people can see what they did. So if you put it in the private chat, then we highlight it and we put it in the comment section because we have to jump through hoops because we were demonetized. So you can read that first one. I'll get the second one. And then we'll get into some topics here, people.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I already put it in the chat. So
okay. Both of them, Mr. Tickle Trunk too?
Yep.
Okay. I am not paying attention. I'm sorry. It's your show.
Okay. All right. Let me let me find it. Oh, Mr. Tickle Trunk tipped 367. Said you Neanderthal. It said all it says is you Neanderthal. Is that it?
No, he's telling me to pin it.
Yeah, and he's already pinned.
He's calling me a Neanderthal because I haven't pinned it to the top.
This is a whole different system over here.
He's correct. Mr. Tickle Trunk is correct.
Okay.
As Eric K is handsome, Tickle Trunk is correct.
Okay. All right.
And you are a Neanderthal, so
I truly am.
It's now written in a super chat, therefore it is real.
It is real, and it has happened. Okay, so what's our first topic? Please move on.
Actually, I just wanted to, just for a moment, can say, as we remember, Stan Lee would have been his 100th birthday today.
Mm-hmm.
And, what did you say, Grant, earlier?
I said everyone will remember it, but Marvel.
All right.
Dude, I got up at 5 this morning, Tina, and the first thing I did, I went to Disney, I went to Marvel, and neither one had a tweet out. So I put a tweet out and people were like, well, it was early. Schedule a goddamn tweet for 12:01. Like, you should be the first people that wish Stan Lee 100th birthday, because without that man, you got nothing.
They have nothing. Absolutely. 1,000%.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, it brought joy, entertainment, escapism, told wonderful stories, created characters that a lot of us know, even if you don't love them, if you're not involved in that universe, that it's a part of the culture that's around you. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is, and that's
Miles Morales. God, we know that.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
If it weren't for Stan Lee, I wouldn't have my beloved Loki and my 5-piece Moonlight.
No, don't blame Stan Lee for that. But the thing
I don't feel so bad about it now.
Yeah, I'm not really. He's dead. Whatever. No, the thing about Stan Lee is he created complex comic book characters. It wasn't like, okay, Superman, all good, all Boy Scout, Batman, the dark detective, good versus evil. He created people that had normal problems in life, alcoholics, trying to get rent, having a pizza delivery, job with Spider-Man, the X-Men dealing with, different types of prejudice. He created these complex characters, and what Disney and Marvel have done to them is they never got the point. They never understood they had what they always wanted, but what they did was they warped it, even though the message they're trying to give you was already there in Stan's, comic books.
Yeah, absolutely. And the warping of that message came from people who, like you said, didn't understand it, but also wanted to have a messaging of their own. And perverting something as beloved and cherished as those characters, which already had an established fan base, is how you destroy a franchise. It's how you destroy the image of characters and how you take customers, how you kick customers out of your store.
Well, and the folks rewriting the characters are the same ones that are rewriting our history. And destroying our famous patriots.
You're muted, Scott.
Don't tell him.
Piece of shit. I would have gone on for an hour. Boosh McFadden, he says he made being different okay. We have gone backwards since Stan Lee passed. Does anybody else, it took me to today to really pinpoint the hypocrisy of Marvel, what Stan Lee created for all the outcasts out there, all the people that he had gay characters. He had, just every diversity of characters out there. And they warped what he did by changing them even more, but not getting what the soul of the character was. He really had a way of getting into almost getting into the minds of his character and really feeling for him.
Also, just wanted to say, Marvel did actually post a thing for Stan Lee. It basically just says, "Oh yeah, he would have been 100 today. Go over and look at some of our favorite quotes." Links it to an article full of ads.
Are you serious? Can we find that? Let's find that.
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat. So,
all right, you keep doing your thing, Walt, and I'll share it.
All right. Hey, well, just like Scott was saying, he was able to do what a good entertainment does when operating with inclusion, bringing people in or helping you to understand someone else's perspective, who they are, who they may live through the story, through good storytelling of someone else. The problem with the people that are creating these things today, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Who the hell did that? Keep going.
The problem today is that these creators are trying to create problems. All right, the inclusion was already there, the acceptance was already happening as we were turning around into this century. But some people thrive on hate. Some people thrive on keeping us separated. The type of inclusion that is pressed in our entertainments now is not meant to inform or allow anyone through empathy, through those entertainments, through compassion, to understand someone else's point of view. It is meant to hammer you over the head and let you know that you're a bad person if you don't agree. And that is a very aggressive way to try and convey a message. It's not, you're in no way trying to bring anyone together, trying to create unity, trying to create inclusion. It is trying to demean someone in order to create value with someone else, which is, it's an illusion. It's not a truth.
So I don't know if somebody meant to put anonymous, but whoever it was, thank you very much for 5027. Hail, brother. I hope you and your panel had a wonderful Christmas. I also would like to say to Steven that he doesn't need to keep thanking me. Oh, it must be Andy, maybe. I saw someone who was in desperate, and it probably went on, wait a minute, desperate need, maybe? Oh, here it is. Desperate need. So I helped. I'm glad things worked out for you. Yeah, Andy, dude, guys, please. Andy is one of those people that just is a good human being. I met him through, oh my God, I'm blanking. Anyways, he'll remind me because Jesse. I met him through Jess, and just a good soul, good human being. And he's got to get on our Wednesday if he can ever make it. He's always invited. So thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. I am giving him none of the 5027. I shouldn't have gave him the 300 either.
Thank you.
I love you, buddy.
It's
I love
funny
you too,
because
man.
it's true.
All right, hold up. I got that tweet. I'm loading.
Oh, you got it?
now.
Okay, I was about to do it. All right.
Yeah. So also I did make a mistake on that tweet. They actually did a tweet earlier about it, which wasn't a link to a thing. It was for them to advertise a new series on a new documentary on on freaking Disney Plus.
Real quick, Mr. Tickle Trunk, Andy, who is Zombie Box Reviews. So
Jeff.
I will get his link. Andy's awesome. We met through Jesse, and I'm glad I met him. He's a good human being.
Yeah, Andy, thank you so much, man. I'll try. I'll stop thanking you, but I just wanted to say, you helped keep me going, brother. You helped me during the darkest times, man. Thank you so much, and that's why I'm just very thankful and blessed for this community and the people who have helped me, and I want to pay that forward as much as I can. All right, what are we looking at here, Mr. Grant Gregory?
Yeah, so their way of celebrating Stan is by pushing a new series out. So there's another tweet I put just above it. It's a documentary on that. So they couldn't even just say like celebrating his birthday. The two tweets that they put out about it were both linked to other things.
Scott, would you be able to share that one?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Where are we?
The tweet at 58 after in the private chat.
Oh yeah, I have it right here.
Thank you, sir.
So it says, in celebration of Stan Lee's 100th birthday today, we're sharing a message to true believers from the maestro of Marvel himself. Read more of our favorite quotes. And I will go to this article.
Yeah,
And that's the one he has?
It's just a link. No, it's a different one. There's still the two tweets. It was just a link.
No, maybe because I have ad blockers and stuff, it won't even let it come up. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. I mean, this guy is the reason the MCU was ever like the MCU, like must see, like you didn't want to miss any of the movies, any of the end credits, because even if the movie wasn't good, you were like, okay, the end credit might be something great. And it usually gave you a little like, oh, that felt good. It's sad that they don't show it's this whole culture of not showing respect to the people that came before.
Yes. Yeah. It's not only that, not only showing respect, but it's like completely it's about demoralizing us as people, where we came from.
Use your words.
Our society. But it's also about the destruction of the past and what built us, and making sure that people don't value at least the good aspects of the past. What good came from it? I mean, society always changes, and we always push the boundaries of what is true freedom, what is true equality with ourselves. Every single era that came before us led to this point. They were all stepping stones that work toward where we are now. And one of the things that is being pressed at this moment is not working hard to get what you want, not taking the steps necessary to get to where you need to be. So it's just one of the most monstrous attacks on our society, us as people, our morals, our beliefs, where we came from. I'm blessed to be someone who is an alternative religion living in a country that was born or created on Judeo-Christian values. It is because of those values that I am allowed to worship as I see fit. I don't look at that as something evil. I'm thankful for that. And that is in the same way that we come from with our entertainments, as we were talking about Stan and the way that he gave representation throughout his characters, through story. You don't hate on him or those eras or those characters because they were pushing the forefront on bringing true equality, or bringing true representation, and then try and put it in a blender, mix it up, and you're like, you're Jennifer Lawrence, you're the first superhero woman on screen. It is the lies that are being promoted at this moment, the illusions that are being pressed. That is what we have to fight. We have to keep remembering the past. That is the building blocks of who we are. Right, wrong, or indifferent, those are the building blocks of who we are. And when you forget the past, you're doomed to repeat the mistakes of them. So we are going to go forward and talk about something, since everyone's here, that I think everyone has something to add to. Netflix The Witcher Blood Origin by Virtue Signaling is featuring the first kiss between two men in a show and a deaf character using sign language. Now, Tina had a chance to check out 2 episodes of this show.
I watched 4.
Oh,
I watched
you
the whole
watched-
thing. I watched the whole thing.
Okay, so I would like the panelists who have actually seen the show to give their impressions of it.
You first, Tina.
Now, granted, I have not seen the ending, so I don't know where it's going. And as you all know, I tend to give things a little bit more of a leeway, or as my husband refers to it, a suspension of disbelief. I take the things that aren't canon or don't make sense, such as with the show, using all modern language, having people of all different race appearances, all being elves, the same race, a little bit weird, but I found the story very intriguing. I don't know where it's going. I don't know how it, become how the first Witcher is created, but it at least has caught my attention. I'm very annoyed at the fact that 75 to 80% of the relationships are not heterosexual. It's totally taking the typical statistic for the United States and putting it on its head. But I also think the performances are very good.
Yeah. So before I tell my view on it, from Eric K, one of the great. I mean, he's one of the greatest mods out there. If he came around even more, Soul would have a run for his money. But Soul is like one of my first mods, so I can never. It's like chocolate.
You never forget your first Chattermall.
You know what I mean? It's like chocolate and chocolate. Like, how do you choose? You know what I mean? Anyways, get myself out of this hole. Eric K for $5. Only in America could Walton worship on the mighty tree hole of life.
Absolutely. The trunk is strong, brother.
I might send him that $5. So I did watch it. And I went in blind. I knew it was like an origin prequel thing. And then you see like the minstrel and I'm like, oh, cool. I like the minstrel. And then all of a sudden Mimi Driver, like trying to look like she's like a young elf, like Botox to the extreme, who I love. I love Mimi Driver. Like, I love her. Like,
Mimi
she had
Driver.
Mimi, whatever. You know me. I can't get names. She was on a show called Boys Like, I don't remember. She was like a mom to this kid. It was one of my favorite shows of all time. I love her. But as the elf narrating, it just kind of took me out of it right there. Then, yes, you're absolutely right. Like, they had 3 different kingdoms of elves, but yet they were all diverse. Like, why wasn't one, just straight up mostly black elves, mostly Asian, and then mostly white because of regions? They could have done it like that. And then like there was moments, and I'm going to say spoilers. I have the thing up, so don't get mad. But like when the plot, when the turn comes down and people start backstabbing, it's so goddamn obvious. Like if you were anybody in that room and you looked around and everyone was like, oh, my back, I got to walk out of this room. Oh, sun's in my eyes. I got to leave. Like something's going down. You know what I mean? Like it's not very good. The most powerful warriors are women, of course. And it's when you were saying it, I didn't even think about it. They did flip the percentage of like what really is, the truth of sexuality in the world, where like the majority of them were gay. I don't know how elves procreate, but they're going to have like a problem if they don't start humping each other, the opposite sex.
If I remember correctly, the one dwarf we met as of the first 2 episodes is also gay.
Yeah, no, yeah. She is a badass too, huh?
Oh, love her character. Love it, but...
Okay.
It explains why there's none of them around now.
Right. like let's put it this way. She's a dwarf. She has like this battle hammer that has a story behind it. She has like, I actually have to say I liked the character, but when it came to actual physical battle scenes, she didn't have it. It was kind of ridiculous. Like even Gimli looked like he was a strong warrior. Like, I'm sorry. It was one of those scenes again where, a 6-foot male elf just stood there and waited to get hit by her. I thought it wasn't I don't know. And then the ending, I don't know if once you get there, let me know. I won't ruin that. But the ending just ended so like everything just ended so fast. And I don't know. Big spoiler here for the show, guys. So if you're really into it, just I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm done talking. 3, 2, 1. So they tell you they're making the first Witcher. Like that's how they sell this show. Yet he loses control and dies at the end. So you're telling me the first Witcher never actually, like, he died. There's no like, this is the first Witcher where we learned it all from. It was like, he's the first Witcher and we killed him because powerful female, warrior woman had to stop him.
I mean, that's pretty much been the theme.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Tina. Don't let him talk.
So this isn't a successful endeavor. I mean, they end up with the first Witcher, but he kind of dies on the line, doesn't survive the first battle.
Not necessarily. White man did get killed. We count that as a win.
Right.
Yes. Forgive me.
Right, by a black female warrior. So win. All right, we're back. Darius Sporkhausen. I like that. Darius Sporkhausen for 5 says a minute ago, super sticker.
It was popcorn super sticker, and you've got another one a little bit further up in the chat. There's a two-parter.
If
Thank you so much.
Find it. I don't see it. If you can highlight it. Oh, right here, Walton.
Yep.
This one. Walton Whittle Wood Woo tip $3 part 1. Part 1. Walton literally means love of trees. The term may sometimes refer to a paraphilia. I don't even know what that means. Part 2, in which people are sexually attracted to or sexually aroused by trees. This may involve sexual contact or veneration as phallic symbols or both.
Absolutely, phallic symbol.
The or both is the
or
is
both.
the truth. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the
What was his name again?
His name once again was Walton Whittled Wooden Woo. Walton Whittled Wooden Woo.
That's right. I mean,
Walton's. There's an S at the end of Walton.
Walton's Whittle Wood. Oh, I got it. It's his penis.
By whittled, he meant circumcised, and yes, that is true. Thank you.
And
I
it's
choose
little.
smooth bark. You got to manscape, guys. Just you got to trim the branches a little.
I don't want mine to look like a doom worm. Okay. When the nurse asked me, "Are you going to circumcise your son?" That's exactly what I told her. I said, "Should I make my poor son look like he has a dune worm in his pants?" I mean, they're massive. Don't get me wrong, but come on, let's not hide the helmet.
It's a lot extra. It's like a fat guy that loses a lot of weight at once, and then they got like that turkey neck. And, you don't want that. It doesn't look good.
Right.
I'm going to admit one of those things, but I've never seen one without a helmet.
Well, I had to mute myself
with the helmet still intact.
Oh, so wait a minute. Your husband is not.
No, I'm sorry, he is. I've never seen him.
Oh, okay. Thank God he's clean.
Okay.
He's clean.
It looks like a silkworm stuffed with yams, Tina.
God.
Now, let me just say, guys, that isn't go ahead to DM Tina random dick pics. She and her husband would be against that, but she just set herself up because if I thought of that, you sick bastards definitely thought of that. So please respect her husband.
I just had to hit unsend. Sorry, give me a second.
Please respect her husband. Yes. Say no to turtlenecks. That's exactly what she did. It was the dumbest shit. It's just one of these things where like it could have been a really kind of cool origin story, which like you look at Yellowstone had 2 now origin stories that really didn't determine, you didn't have to see Yellowstone to enjoy them. There was like 2 guys in the party. One was, 3 guys, but one was kind of like, I'm sorry, sister. The other one was whooped by that same sister. And the third guy ended up being, too weak to control the power of a Witcher.
I probably would like to later that Jennifer Lawrence was the first Witcher. All right. So
right, that is true. And the first person to kill a Witcher.
That's right.
Yep. Send Tina a lot of images of his. What was it? Someone moved it.
Charlotte. That's the technical name for sandworm.
Oh, gotcha. Shahalud.
Pickle trunk.
Okay. No, that's better. If you want to send her actual Dune worms, I think her husband would find that funny.
That would absolutely be fine. But please
Yes.
know that I am wittier than my husband, and I can defend myself on Twitter better than he could. So.
Yeah, and he'll come looking for you, I have a feeling. So.
Well, he is a third-degree black belt in ninjutsu, but don't tell anybody.
My man.
Yeah, he is. He's and he's a fan of ours. So don't be a dick.
Very true.
And no dick pics. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to share the link out, smash the like. Thank you guys so much for supporting Sporking News Podcast on whatever platform you are watching this from. Please share out links for that on your social media. And if you have not subscribed already, please do. What's that?
I said all the platforms, i.e. just YouTube today.
Oh, all the platforms, just YouTube today. Okay, well then
Dude,
just YouTube.
Yeah, no, YouTube and Twitch, I believe. But Codenomics, love you, dude. Met him down in Florida. Great, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by and saying hi, guys. Check out his channel. He's a good dude.
Yeah, Bob, if you can throw a link out there for him, I'd appreciate that. What's up, man? Good to see you. It was great meeting you, brother. Thank you for being here. There's a couple things I wanted to go over on this, really. Guys, this is from Bounding into Comics. Please support Bounding into Comics. They do so much work for us, putting together information. They've been out here fighting the culture war with us for a very long time. Scott's actually going to be on the Bounding into Comics channel at 9 o'clock.
You should have said that at the end. I don't want people to leave my show to come see me. Come on, dude. Learn.
All right.
You got to manipulate people.
I'm working.
You need to manipulate them, make them think you're a good human being, but be a dick behind the scenes. I've been teaching you that.
Okay. Netflix pushed The Witcher Blood Origins by featuring the first kiss between two men in a show. Haven't we already seen that before? I'm pretty sure we've already seen men kissing in a TV show before. And a deaf character using sign language. It
was the first kiss in that episode. That's what they're saying. It's just a matter of where the comic should have been. It's not the first kiss ever. It's just the first kiss this episode.
Well, is it the first male kiss in Witcher? Because there was no
show.
Okay, because there was no other males than Henry Cavill, because pretty much the show was about the women.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was. I mean, that they overshadowed. The Witcher.
Oh my God!
Well, I mean,
wait till you see it.
They made him stare at a gash for 3 episodes. So
I forgot to tell you there is a post.
The Henry Cavill one.
No, there's a post clip of in Origins, dude, and it just changes everything. Please make sure you see it because it's dumb.
Oh my!
Are you gonna spoil it?
No, I'm not gonna spoil it.
But you can spoil it. I don't mind. I mean, I'm cool with it.
I mean, if the 25 amazing people out there don't mind me spoiling it. All right. I'm going to spoil in 3, 2, 1. So there's this empress who's a nutbag. She has like an apprentice mage helping her. He somehow survives and is able to use these monoliths to go to the future. And you know that first scene in Witcher where she's playing dice with the peasant boys, like looking like a little boy, the princess or whatever her name is. When she looks over where like you find out later in the season it was Henry Cavill's character. Well, it's actually this guy now standing in a doorway like, hey, look at me. It's so dumb.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Like let's erase Henry Cavill completely.
So what they're gonna do is he's gonna do like a glamour spell on him, and then the next season afterwards, that's how he's gonna look like Hemsworth instead.
Yeah.
Ooh,
interesting. They literally, no, it's almost like they literally had him go. So history is changed that it doesn't even need to be Henry Cavill's Witcher. I always screw up his name because I'm terrible with names.
Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, that dude. It could be a completely different Witcher now because now the timeline has changed.
Yeah, it's like, Gary of Riverdale now.
Yeah, exactly. It's Stu.
Don't the actors look enough that they could just go forward with Liam being Geralt?
Well, they probably will, but they set it up that they can now tweak the whole entire first 2 seasons as a different timeline.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Or the Witcher multiverse just exists. Maybe it was Mephisto.
Mephisto did it. I'll show you my Mephisto.
I know that the people have been just lambasting the Witcher Blood Origin on Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't really a reliable site in itself, but critics and fans alike haven't enjoyed this show. I kind of don't want to go over the entire article. Just want to talk about the why does this even matter? Like, why does it doesn't, first of all, you love who you love, and a show based on its own merits, on the creativity of it, or, on the character, this should not matter. The first kiss between two men, okay. Seen that before. It's not really an issue to me, not really an issue to anyone else. But when you make it a part of the mission statement, it's virtue signaling. You're automatically turning people off because you're saying, hey, there's messaging in this. A deaf character using sign language. I would imagine a deaf character would use sign language, but in this world, is this
you know what they should have done? They should have thrown a spanner in the works. We have a deaf character that can actually hear. That would have been groundbreaking.
They just can't talk. Wait, that's mute.
That's mute. Yeah. And his best friend is a blind person that can see, whose brother is a mute that won't shut up.
Yeah. Darius Munchausen said a diverse group of magical strangers team up to topple an evil empire, aka fantasy. Yes, absolutely.
Final Fantasy. Or Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is good.
Dude, that first Kingdom Hearts was awesome.
Yeah, it really was good. Slender Dad says it doesn't matter. Nothing in the show mattered by comparison. This was the best they could come up with. Well, I mean, when you have uncreative people who didn't care about the lore in the first place, I mean, look, they got rid of Henry Cavill because he cared about the character. He cared about this lore. He loved the games. He loves the experience of being a part of it. And they emasculated it. They made Geralt of Rivia not even the main character in his own show. And the messaging was there from the start. Women power, strong female character. And that's all that they've run with. That's why the show has devolved the way that it has. And then you come out with this, and you're already messaging as soon as the show comes out. You're killing yourself. You're getting woke and going broke. I don't care about gay characters, lesbian characters. I don't care about any type of sexuality. I don't care about any kind of disability. What the hell? I don't care about those things. You give me a decent character that I can empathize with. I don't care. I loved Spartacus. There was so much homo shit going on in Spartacus.
Oh, God, yeah.
But some of those characters I adored.
Yeah.
One of the main gay couples, the two dudes, I was right there with them for that whole ride, that whole.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
that was.
Dude, he was wearing a loincloth and everything.
But I enjoyed them. I was able to.
You in what? Clip that.
I was able to get enjoyment out of it.
No, you're right. You know why? Because they were written as human beings,
right?
Not the gay characters. They were written as human beings that were in a gay relationship. That's where this generation of writers are lost. They force the gayness or the trans or whatever their agenda is on you without thinking about the heart of the character. George R. R. Martin puts it best. I always loved how he said this, and he always gave somebody else credit for it, but it's the best stories are the heart and conflict. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's the character's heart and conflict, not just with what is outside of them, but what is within them. And they miss that. They miss that, Tina.
Absolutely. It's really sad because it becomes the diversity, or what makes them diverse becomes the character instead of the character's heart and soul representing itself. And it's just being an aspect of them.
Yeah.
What did she just say, Walton? You weren't listening.
The aspect of a well-written character is exactly the point. It is the creativity that you put into the story that allows a person to be empathetic and understand that.
That's not what she said.
Oh, fucking asshole.
She was talking about dune worms again. What are you talking about?
But that's how you bridge understanding between different people's cultures. It's been done for hundreds of years by creating a good story that allows someone to be empathetic and compassionate to the plight of someone else. Another life that they may not have lived or understood. And they've lost that today. Like I said, everything's ham-fisted. It's shame on you for not wanting to put this in your ass. And no, damn it.
What did you just say?
shame on you for not wanting to put this thing in your butt. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
That's what they do in these writer rooms, Scott. They sit around and talk about what they're doing with their butts and what they're putting in it and who's putting it in what, you know. And then they write a story out of it.
Was it Night at the Roxbury where the cop was always like, "Are you looking at my ass?" Was that movie?
It wasn't a cop. It was the nightclub owner.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
Yeah, he's like, "Did you touch my ass?" He's like, "Sir, that's impossible. I'm literally on the other side of the room." He's like, "I'm pretty sure you touched my ass."
That's great.
Like that, Darius. No, don't do that to me. Come on, don't do it. You know how sensitive I am. Don't. No. Don't take the shit not out of context. No, please. Appreciate you. What is it? Fat L. Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry. You're in charge. I should.
What's up, Fat Elvis? Hail, man. Good
I
to
love
see
Fat
you.
Elvis.
All right. What did you? What were you
No,
talking about?
everyone's saying like, I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. I am Walticus.
Well, put me in a loincloth. We'll see. You might not want to see that.
No, not might. We don't. I don't want to see myself in a loincloth. I definitely don't want to see you.
I don't know. You might be a little hot, then. I'm into like that, post 40 chub kind of look,
All right, Mr. Grant Gregory, we have a ton of material from tonight.
Yeah. I'm screen recording anyway, so
Okay.
in case
Well,
you delete it afterwards. So
Thank you. And where are the memers, guys? Where are my memers? Legion of memers. Walton is a gold mine. Please, meme the shit out of me.
Don't stop twisting my words, damn it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Twisting helps it fit.
Walton, could you scream the word
Whoa.
nipples real quickly?
Nipples. What?
There we go. Perfect.
What?
I was missing one word in the phrase.
I don't understand what's going on. I'm just trying to run a show. Netflix Wednesday creators say they are open to future lesbian relationship between Wednesday and Enid. Again, what?
They broke. So I don't
Her
know.
name backwards is Dine. I wonder if that's going to have anything to do with
Ooh,
it.
dine on it. There was an uproar from the gay Nazis out there that were mad that there was a platonic relationship between two girls on a show. So the creators, as weak as they are, now think they might want to do that, which is like, really, like, do you have, like, first of all, everyone always thought Wednesday was a little different. But do you really have to bend the knee that quickly to people? Can't you show a platonic relationship between two girls that's actually positive, where they teach each other a little bit about themselves? Like they don't do that anymore. You don't learn anything from shows anymore.
Well, the Sabrina series had a lot of
uber gay
female.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought the Sabrina series had a lot of
You're
really
right.
great, non-sexual relationships between two women.
You're right. They
They
started off.
They were aunties that were living together. There wasn't a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
They were related.
Let me let you know, I had a couple aunties that lived together back in the 80s. You know what I mean? What I can say is this. The problem with that Sabrina show is that it was all about the patriarchy. So you're right. The girls hated each other, but came together because they had to destroy the patriarchy. This was two girls that didn't like each other because they were polar opposites, learning to become friends. Like, it was almost like one of those things where it was like, well, that's kind of refreshing, and let's destroy it.
I mean, the weird thing about this series, I think we've got the best portrayal of Wednesday ever and the worst portrayal of Gomez in the same series.
Right.
They counterbalance each other. These two characters that are here work as a friendship. If it was anything like that, it taints what they have. That's the worst part about it. It diminishes what they've done. Taints. Yeah, taints.
Okay, just make sure. Okay.
It's not what you think, Walton. It's the place between your balls and ass, you dummy. I don't know why this keeps happening, but I'll have to use the Twitch one because it doesn't cut it off. Mr. Tickle Trunk for another 5. My brother, thank you so much for supporting my channel. He says, ain't it great that Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, Witcher Blood Origins, and Willow, which is a freaking mess, all look like the same bland kingdom with the same mixed demographics of a modern city. I am sick of fantasy slop. Using the entire spice rack every meal isn't cooking. And all I can say is, at least with Blood Oranges, that's what I'm going to call it for now.
Blood Oranges.
Blood Oranges. Willow was so much worse with like the modern slang and talking. Like I only got through like a half an episode. It was that bad.
Well, they assume that the modern audiences are retarded. You know, they're dumb, they're stupid, because that's how the writers are. And the only way that we can convey messaging to these people is to use their language. Why can't you use high fantasy? Why can't you use the terminology of the time and incorporate that and create a translate and understanding? Either these creators aren't smart enough to do that, or they think their audiences are stupid.
Right.
Or both.
Both. Yeah, or both. There have been so many lost opportunities in the last 10 years for franchises that have been put on screen that some people have wanted to see for a long time, or a revival of for a long time, that have just been served to us as, you're right, slop, fantasy slop, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Well put. It's not done with the level of dedication to the lore or respect to the fans or to the genre in and of itself.
Yeah, it's closest thing you can say. It is technically fantasy, but it's the same way that you'd say gruel is technically food.
Right, exactly. Everything in these fantasy series are what you would see outside in LA. That's it. You're not being transported to a different world. You're just giving us scenery. You're just getting different scenery than we normally see. But everything
that's why. That makes sense. That's why they pick. That's why they pick like the old times where there was no like sewage system, so everywhere smells like shit, because they're trying to replicate LA. I get it now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, dude? You have a valid point. Like they literally are. It's LA. It's like the oh my god girl, like I am totally gonna be empress, and like it's just one of those things where you're absolutely like you have all these diverse people that have no clue who they really are throughout the whole show. No, you never really figure out what they are. Like you have this, and everything is so rushed because they wanted 4 episodes in Blood Oranges. I haven't seen Wednesday, but I have seen my wife and daughters listen to the Wednesday song. There's like this whole dance thing they do. It's like a 30-second, because don't forget, TikTok in America is to destroy our society, not like in China where they do science and stuff like that. You just have a bunch of hot chicks and dudes dressed up like chicks who probably identify and think they are, whatever. I don't want to step on anybody's
put a butt pucket up your butt. All right?
Balls.
Menstruate. Try menstruating once.
My bad. I'm going to just shut up now.
I have, my roommate enjoys Wednesday, has been watching it, and I know people that have been enjoying this show. I've only seen clips of it, and yeah, the guy picked for Gomez wasn't good. Yeah,
do you think they like it, Walton, because they don't look past what is actually happening, or is this first season like wasn't tainted yet?
I think I haven't even asked that. I haven't even asked those questions. I just asked, have you liked this, or what do you think of it? And the responses that I've gotten is, I'm enjoying it. So I'm guessing that there is a level of escapism here that is enjoyable. The issue is, when you have creators that are coming out and saying, well, we're going to change this, we're going to make this, instead of just doing it. Like if you're going to create that, then just create it. Let the entertainment itself speak for it, But when you start casting out those virtue signals, especially bending the knee, bending the knee to a loud, toxic minority of people who are out there going, hey, why is there a sisterly love here, and why do they not have strap-ons? There's an issue.
Tina, you have female friends. Why aren't you all lesbians with them? Like,
right.
Well, I mean, the question is, if there are the 3 lesbian relationships, I haven't seen the show, are they true adult relationships, or are they girls in a boarding school experimenting? I mean, because many of us that went to high school and college, had events occur prior to us,
like pillow fights that got a little like
exactly
right.
Experimenting. I bet you any girl that's honest is going to tell you that they practice kissing with a girlfriend, and and not their first boyfriend. So
I never
Tina,
understood that.
blood confirmed.
Yeah.
Can we get a rainbow flag for Tina? Thank you.
Tina definitely checked things out. You know what? More and more, Hail to you, sir, Mr. Bojan. So Mr. Tickle Trunk says it great here, and he's absolutely right. And this is kind of what I was touching on before. How do you have, and this is talking about blood oranges, how do you have one kingdom with so many different looking people and accents? So many different accents. It's a pretty enclosed kingdom. It's supposed to be thousands of years ago in Poland. Witcher is a Polish folklore. Okay, first of all,
I mean, there's a river that separates accents. You know that,
Yeah.
like, you know how, like, where it separates land, accents can't travel across water.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but it literally, like, the problem with this story is, like, that's what I was saying. Like, they tell you there's 3 different kingdoms that have been battling each other, all 3, for 1,000 years. Like, how are they even still alive? First off, but second, they're, you know, they come together and they all look diverse. Where, you know, Tolkien understood what medieval regions would look like. People would look the same, sound the same, most likely be way too related. You know,
Right.
I always forget the terms. They used it once in a documentary I was watching. The person was like, he's not a racist. It's a race something, where it's like,
Tickle Trunk, get that word.
yeah, get that word, where it means like you realize what a region, yeah, this region is this race, this is their ethnic look, sound, you know, history, and then he moved on to a different one and tweaked it, changed it if they lived a little farther away. Like the river hobbits were different from, you know, the Shire
There's a
hobbits.
deep nerd community in this chat right now. Somebody knows this word. Come on,
Right.
you guys are all smart.
You got to, because all I know is this, Walton, is that if this prequel Rings of Power show is a true prequel, then at some point in the Hobbits, Harfoot, you know, lineage, they had a cleansing where all the white hobbits lived.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, like the
I
rest.
mean,
Elves.
we could turn that into a series.
We could. That would be.
I mean, then do it for Star Wars as well.
yeah. Lug, lesbian until graduation.
Okay, so I mean, it could just be, right? This is about bending the knee to allow toxic minority. This could just be a creative decision that is being looked at through the lens of all the woke stuff we've been fed. Or this could be Hollywood fantasizing, all right? There's a lot of white vans out there doing a lot of nasty things. And they would love the idea of, you know, they sexualizing people before they're at an age where they can decide for themselves what they do. So when you come to a high school environment, closed environment, yeah, they want to hypersexualize, as they have been doing for the last 20 years, hypersexualize children. Because it makes it may make them more accessible to people who want to take advantage of that. And that is where I come to when I see articles like this, because I don't trust Hollywood. I don't trust the way they work. You're muted, Scott.
No, I'm not anymore. Thank you. I don't know who I just clicked off of, but they said it perfectly. Like, you know, Wednesday is, I understand they wanted to make the show about Wednesday, but the Addams Family was about a family, and they literally did not want to have a show about a family. You know, Sabrina, at least that new Sabrina tried to keep the aunties like a part of it. But like this one, it seems like it's more, you know, she's off doing her own thing. But we have another tip, and I really appreciate Tina's long lost lug lover. Tip $2. Tina, what happened in an all-girls college stays in an all-girls college and OnlyFans.
Absolutely, sweetheart. You know who you are, and I still love you.
We also have a new. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the one.
So we had a Lug, which was lesbian until graduation. Now we have Tug, tree lover until gardening.
That umbrella guy's got some explaining to do.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's a good one from Horny Alf. Conservatives have more kids than leftists, so they have to get our kids when they are young. And it's true. I know I saw, and they'll probably kill me for not actually having it, but I did see something a couple years back where if you're liberal, you're more likely not to have children at a younger, like in your 20s, but maybe later in your 30s, or if not having them, and conservatives usually have them late 20s, early 30s. And that is one way to get to our kids. If parents don't pay attention to what their kids are watching from Jump Street,
Yes.
it can change your kid quick. I had to like catch some YouTube stuff that was just, it wasn't bad, but it was just strange. You know, adults in like, you know, Spider-Man costumes and stuff doing weird. It was just weird. So like you really
there's
need
an
to pay
entire
attention.
subset of that it'll start off like that. It'll go for about half an hour, and then it'll turn into this like weird like sexualized play sort of thing. It's really weird, and it's under the YouTube Kids banner as well. That's the weirdest part.
Right.
Yeah. There's been kind of this gay agenda, I guess you could put it like that, and has nothing to do with gay rights. You know, I've said this plenty of times. I have lots of gays in my family. My mothers are lesbians. They're married. My sister's a lesbian. They have been fighting for their rights. I remember seeing it in the 80s and 90s. I was there while they were fighting for equality. This agenda has nothing to do with promoting equal rights. That happened in the 2000s. This is about conditioning our young people and trying to change society while at the same time making straight, almost heterosexual men evil. Men in general, emasculating men in general. They've been doing this in the black
mostly
community
black men. Mostly black men.
Doing this in the black community for a long time because they're very strong-willed. Those are generations of people who've literally fought against the entire system to get to where they are today. Praise to them. But this is about conditioning children to be confused, to fight over things that they don't understand yet and wouldn't until they had reached adulthood and figured themselves out. And I believe, in my opinion, making them more accessible to people who want to hurt them in ways that children should not be hurt.
Absolutely. And you know what else I found pretty funny? Recently, I saw somebody tweet it, so I can't even take props for it, and I'm butchering what they tweeted. But this is how warped today's society is. Women, straight women and gay women have been fighting for their rights from white males, like being oppressed by white males for centuries, finally getting their rights. And all it took was white males dressing up like women to oppress them again. Like, think about it, man, because you can't say anything against a transgender.
The hyper-liberal agenda has done more to quell women's rights in the past 5 years than in the past 100 years. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact of the matter is, the amount of times that we see things like I've got a young daughter. She's not going to be able to play sports with girls. She's going to be playing with biological guys who last week didn't make it into the male football team, but now can play in the girls' one because they said that they're a girl.
Yeah, it's unfair. Absolutely right.
The conversations I have with my niece, who's she's 17, and beautiful girl, an absolute sweetheart, but just her views that aren't consistent from one subject to another. It's all about how women are constantly essayed by men, and they always have to worry about guarding themselves because even just saying the wrong thing to them would be considered sexual assault.
Right.
But I said, okay, well, what about the women that are forced to share a locker room with a biological male? What makes that person less dangerous? And, no, but that's just because they're a woman. I'm like, well, what if 9 months ago they were competing on the men's team?
Yep.
And they may or may not have had any puberty blockers. But
that would never happen. You'd never get a man who was in a swimming team who would go into the female one, win all these races, get female sports person of the year.
Yep.
I mean, that's never going to happen.
It blows my mind. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, I mean, again, it won't happen again.
Again. Well,
yeah.
Again and again.
I mean, not in swimming.
Yeah,
just in every other sport.
Not one more time, at least. What? I mean, if you're going to go for a tree, Walton, that's a sexy one.
I'm liking how diverse I look right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got black hands, baby.
Sporking, in all fairness, look what the tree's dressed in. I mean,
I know she's asking for
teeth?
it.
Holy shit! Did no one tell me I had chiclet teeth?
So what kills me is so I love Gutfeld. It's a late night show on Fox. He's hilarious. I think I'd be funnier, but still. He's been following this Canadian teacher that was getting in trouble at school for some probably inappropriate things, and then came in one day with massive boobs with these areolas like this. I mean, these things are, we'll have to find a picture of it. And the school is now supporting him, where kids and parents came out to the school and said, we feel uncomfortable. He's a shop teacher with like triple Z boobs.
That story, there's a lot to that.
I know.
Well, yeah, like this is
kneecap nipples.
No. What I'm saying is the guy is a hyper conservative. He was three months before he started doing all this sort of stuff. So people are
He's trolling,
genuinely
dude.
people are generally believing it's a troll. But the fact of the matter is that it's gone that far that parents and everything are pulling stuff out of the school, and he's not changing his mind on it.
Nope.
Is going, okay, like how far is he willing to push this?
Well,
like,
how far is he in the school? Like, it's almost like a Mexican standoff. Like, neither one wants to twitch. Yeah, I said Mexican. What kills me is that, but he's showing the hypocrisy. Like, if a female, biological female teacher came in dressed like he is dressing, they would get suspended or talked to or whatever. But because he's transgender, it's almost like we have gotten to a point where there is one group of people you cannot speak of. Like, they're the high elves now. Like, we're below them. Like, you cannot speak of them. Do not make eye contact. You will be turned to, like, you will be shunned. Like, we have to be able to call out bullshit when we see bullshit. And girls in Connecticut, they fought in court because guys came track and field and destroyed them after 4 years of these girls working their asses off, being the best in the state, and they lost scholarships because of these dudes. And I think that is unfair. What happened to women's right? What happened to the feminists? You're all freaking bullshitters.
They're all hypocrites. Absolutely.
Yep.
Create their own division. Because there is a reason why we have men's and women's divisions for things. It is because biologically we are different. We are built different.
So I've got a scenario to put to you. If you took your daughter at the age of 12 or 13 and started injecting her with testosterone and steroids and everything like that to the point where she was essentially built like a guy, and then you stopped all that sort of stuff, and then she went off to college and played in women's sports, she's still a biological. That you'd be done for performance enhancing drugs, for cheating and everything like that, because that's wrong what you did. But if they do the same thing, but it occurs naturally because they grew up as a male, that's fine. I don't understand why there is such a huge distinction between the two.
Yep. This is the teacher.
Kayla Lemoneux.
Yeah. This is the teacher. Like, that is a
big hooters.
Yeah. I'm talking like nips, like, that is obscene. I hope the dude is trolling everybody.
But they're fake breasts. That's the whole thing.
Amazingly fake, like old librarian boobs too. Like, he went to a joke shop.
Man, they're not even pointing south. Like, they're actually looking at you.
Yeah, they're
looking at me weird. Oh wait, that's the chest. Never mind.
No, it's like one of those crazy-eyed people. Like, is he looking at me or is he looking at Wally? I don't know. I mean, she.
The only person that had pointy nipples in a sauna.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I got to bounce. I've been trying to get Darius to come on the show. I sent him a DM a while back. I don't know if he responds. I keep telling him in the chat. So Darius, if you want to jump on, or any other smart people, don't give it to anybody. This is like the Wednesday show. Like, this is like, okay, we can let a couple of the riffraff on, but not
Riff,
all.
I don't know if Rip's still here.
Not like, like if Yeti shows up. All right, guys. Thank you for supporting the show. Please don't leave here. And then Walton will let you know where I am later, and follow me over there to support me on that stream. So they ask me back, because Scott's starting to play with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? Not really.
Like in Spartacus. Yep.
Yeah. Like, remember? Yeah. Like, I used to know a guy named Nerdrotic. we have the footage, Nerdrotic. We have the footage, right? Right, Mr. Grant Gregory? Right?
We have the footage.
We have the footage, and we'll use it against you next season of House of the Dragon. I better show up on your show. God damn it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to everybody that tipped. Keep on tipping while I'm gone, because I usually make more money when I'm not on a stream. Let's keep proving that. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Walton, thank you for running the show. Tina, as always, I'm going to add you to the super secret Wednesday chat, so you're always welcome on. Guys, have a great night.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye. I'm going to leave, I promise.
Appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, is there anything else that we wanted to add to that topic before moving on?
My last statement was just, I think it's quite sad that so many of us were angry with Hillary Clinton when she first said that it takes a village to raise children, and now it's been warped fully to the fact that the village will now raise your child because you are unqualified to do so.
I think she meant the villages in the M. Night Shyamalan movie. That's what she was referring
Possibly.
to. Yeah.
Very possibly.
All right, thank you. Horny Alf, I sent you a link if you want to come on up, brother. Please do. Legion of Memers, love having you guys here. I've streamed with Horny Alf quite a few times and love having them on. Let's move on to our next topic. Mr. Grant, how much longer you got, brother?
Yeah, I've got about 5 minutes, dude.
About 5 minutes? All right, then. Would you like to speak on Amazon executive Vernon Sanders doubles down on diversifying Middle-earth and Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2. What's your take on that? Do you think it can get more diverse?
Well, yeah, because only one black person died last season, so we've got to up the game in that. So I think it's a good sign that what he's going for. That we need to have more people of color being the victims of the crimes. So yeah, it was too whitewashed for my liking, and I finally agree that this needs to stop. So I definitely think it's a good start.
It's a good start. So do you think there is room for more diversification? Because
99% of the people who were killed were white. So yeah. I'm including the moth people as well, but I mean they could be some sort of like trans-speciest sort of things. So yeah, I mean I don't know what they mean from it. I felt it was a fairly diverse cast. What else were they looking for?
I'm not sure. Tina, do you think they can add college lesbians to the Rings of Power?
Well, I mean, anything's possible at this point, Stephen. But I just think there weren't enough trans fathers in the story.
Absolutely.
You know, the population's getting up there a little bit high. I think we need to,
Thin out the herd.
You say trans fathers because I don't think there was any fathers in this series.
There was the king, but he was an asshole. The elf king. He was a jerk.
Yeah, and wasn't the guy in this image also the father of the girl on the left?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They don't refer to him as father or dad or anything like that, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, but he did like him light, so who knows? It could very well be his daughter. Well, I'm sure we'll figure that out in the coming up season. In the season coming up, Amazon Studios executive Vernon Sanders recently stated in the second season of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power will double down on his first season of diversification. It said in a brief interview from the season 2 cast edition announcement, so far it appears that you are continuing to bring diversity to Middle-earth. Can you speak about that or tease more familiar characters from the lore that we can expect? He responded, the series continued to be cast from all around the world. We think that that represents the show we created in season 1, and we're doing the same for season 2. We are trying to get the best actor for the role. Now, I think that's good. Look for the best actor for the role, but wouldn't you want to cast something realistic? I mean, in as far as the world that you're creating, I don't believe they have done that this far, and it's been a part of the turmoil between fans and the show itself. I mean, what do you guys think?
I'll let you go first, Mr. Grant Gregory, if you got the time.
Sorry, guys, I actually have to go now.
Okay, well, thank you, Grant. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you?
You find me anywhere it says Mr. Grant Gregory. I'll be doing a stream next week. It'll be my 75,000 subs celebration, and yeah, should be good. So beautiful, man. Congratulations to you. Thank you for being here, brother. I really appreciate you. All good. Thank you very much, and I learned a lot from Tina today, so that was awesome.
Good night, dear.
Have a good one.
Thank you guys very much for being here. Appreciate you. Please remember to smash that like button and share out the link. And if you could, help support Scott's channel and share it out there on all your social media. Thank you very much for being here. With us now is from the Legion of Memers, Horny Alf. What is up, man?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Very good, dude. How are you?
Just holidays have been busy. I haven't been able to stream as much as I was lately, but yeah, it's been a pretty good holiday. Unfortunately, though, my wife had to go out of town. My sister-in-law's son had to get a pacemaker put in.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
praying for him. Mom,
Yeah,
it wasn't done.
he's 10 years old.
What?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he was having seizures and his heart was stopping, and they said he needed to get a pacemaker. So
Oh my Lord. All right, Lord, man. Well, my prayers and love to him, and I hope everything I hope everything will get better, and that
well,
little man will have the strength to survive. He will keep going, and that man's going to be an athlete one day. Watch.
yeah. The good
Yeah.
news was he came out of the surgery today, and he called my son. And they had a little conversation on the phone.
Good.
So
That's good,
wonderful.
man. That's beautiful to hear. That's beautiful to hear, Mr. Horny Alf. Thank you, man. Do you any thoughts on the Lord of the Rings season 2, Rings of Power, being more diversified than the last?
it's they're doubling down. That's all it is. And people are sick of them basing everything on identity politics instead of just the merit of the actor in the role, and sticking to the the canon from the books. It's honestly, you go throughout history, because in the books, Tolkien thought this. He thought like cultures are usually homogenous. The United States is a very uh, exception to the rule because it was built with immigrants. Now, so most countries and nations developed out of homogenous cultures, and as the 20th century saw a blending in that. So that's what he was thinking, and that's why you had, the elves were one color. You had, all people from Gondor were a certain hair color or skin tone of whatnot. So,
Right.
but they don't. These leftists don't see that. They want everything to reflect the modern era, and it's bastardization of what Tolkien wrote.
Right. It's looking at you're looking out and looking at LA, or looking at a modern city and trying to recreate it in a fantasy setting, which doesn't work. I mean,
Right.
Tina was speaking on that earlier.
Absolutely. I unfortunately am probably the worst person in the world to comment on the works of Tolkien, because I've never read any of the books and I've never watched any of the movies. So all I've seen were the first 2 episodes of this series. My husband was crying, "Why? That's not the way it's supposed to be," for about the first 20 minutes. So I'm surprised we got through the first 2 episodes. I couldn't follow it. I didn't know who was what and why, and the story just wasn't engaging enough for me. So I can't imagine making the cast more or less diverse wouldn't make any difference.
I've read the books, and I'm somewhat versed on the history of Tolkien's writings, and even I couldn't follow the story because they had several major events that were happening all at the same time, but in the books happened 1200, 1500 years apart. So they totally twisted the entire story. They didn't want to do time jumps. They put them all together. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I watched this series up until I think it was the 6th episode, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do Rings of Power. The writing was poor. The world that I had read about and I had watched on screen in the Peter Jackson movies and the cartoons, shit, it was totally different.
Even the Peter Jackson films, though, they changed a few things.
They did,
but it wasn't moving 1500-year apart events together,
right,
for story convenience.
Right, and like Scott was saying earlier, like what with the Black Elves and the Black Hobbits or the Harfoots and everything, like where did they go? Were they wiped out? There are things in this prequel that do not make sense, and bringing in characters bringing in characters who don't look like the races we've seen already. It's pretty damn easy. Create new ones and bring them into the story from other parts of that world. Add to the world instead of restructuring or changing what is already known or what was already written about the lore. I don't think that's very difficult. And if anything, that would have expanded the experience of it if done correctly, in my opinion. That's
yeah. And the way they handled Numenor was a total bastardization of what actually happened, because Numenor, they had jealousy of the elves, but it was because of the elves' eternal life. They wanted to live forever, and their civilization slowly corrupted over several thousand years, and then they started worshiping Melkor, who was the first Dark Lord, and then they tried to go to the Undying Lands, and then that's when everything fell apart. They could have done a series based strictly on that. It would have been awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Supreme Heretic is out there in the chat. What is up, dude? Good to see you, Drew. Thank you for stopping through, guys. Please subscribe to Supreme Heretic. He's got a show that he runs every Tuesday, and it's great panelist, great talk. And please check him out. Thank you so much for being here, brother. You're right. They're doubling down, and I don't think a lot of people kind of checked out of this show in the first season. I did. And if anything, you're going to give us great more videos to mine, with season 2. But I don't think Amazon. Do you think Amazon is that stubborn that they're going to allow this show, the producers of this show, to go in a direction that has already dissolved any interest from it in the first one? What do you guys think, Tina? What do you think?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, I keep looking at trying to find the best actor for the role story, and it's the role that should be important, not what makes the individual actor diverse and trying to shoehorn them into a role.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Yeah. What do you think, Horny Elf?
Well, here's the problem, and I'm just kind of repeating what Nerdrotics said about this, but they're taking 2 years between seasons. Didn't they have something like I don't know if the stats were out there, 60-70% drop off in viewership throughout the season 1?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people that stayed with it they're not coming back. That's what he said. Any of these shows where they take more than 1 year between seasons ends up being a death knell for the show.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, that's about where I'm at. I'm surprised that they're even getting a season 2 at this point. It's kind of a joke, guys. Go check out Zach's channel. He's been just having fun with it. You want to see how to tear down a show in a humorous way? Check out Zach's live streams. He does he does like pass or smash with all the characters, and as they're it's great, Tina, as they do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
They talk about why they like the character or why this character is better than the other, but you get a lot of good points from that show as they go through the pass or smash gauntlet, and it's a really fun and interesting way. It's to criticize a show or commiserate with each other and do it with humor. So guys, please check out Zach's. If one of you mods could share out a link to his channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I don't see that show. I don't see it going anywhere. It's just going to give us it's just going to give us more material to have fun with, and it's going to give us more time for Zach to do Pass or Smash series, which I hope I'm invited back to them because they're funny. They're funny.
I think the reason why
dudes.
I think the reason why they're pushing forward with this is the main reasons ego, and it's all what's his name, Amazon's owner, his ego and wanting this to be his big series, and it's just a flop.
I mean, we've seen different shows that have come up, things that we wanted to see. I know Tina, real quick, I just want to segue. I know Tina, I know you enjoyed She-Hulk. And that is a series I was looking forward to seeing, and I'm going to watch it because Tina liked it. Tina's outspoken when it comes to things that she likes, and I enjoyed that. Like Tina, for you, like what did you enjoy about that series?
I think I was able to appreciate whether or not it still exists, because I can't speak to being a lawyer in her looks like mid to late 20s, but I started life as a programmer in the early 90s, and I was, the one woman in the room. And it was all of the very stereotypical reactions that people talk about from the 60s and 70s about, if a woman gets passionate about something, that just means she's being a bitch or she's hormonal or whatever. You can't be a good leader without looking like a pushover, and you're not respected upon sight until you can prove yourself, where, the tradition is the male programmer is the one that, has all the experience and blah, 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 blah. So I could relate to those aspects when they were presented in a humorous way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would go, oh, that would have been a really great response for me to make, 25, 30 years ago. But I'm also, I believe, the intended audience for that show.
Yeah.
Whereas like the same thing with Ms. Marvel, my 12-year-old niece absolutely enjoyed the show. It was made for her. Whether or not it's smart for Disney to be making these series for these very small slivers of an audience, that is only what time will tell, because of the fact that obviously it's not being very profitable and very well received. So.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's the target. Like you said, the target demographic was you, and you enjoyed that. I was looking forward to She-Hulk. I actually I like the Hulk universe. So I'm going to check that show out. And like I said, I'm going to let you know what I thought. Horny Alf, did you have a chance to see any of She-Hulk?
No, I chose not to watch it. I think after Multiverse of Madness, and when I saw what they did in that movie, I've decided to take a step back from Marvel and just kind of watch other people's reviews of it. I don't like what they've done with a lot of the characters. And if you like She-Hulk, that's I got no criticism of you. Just you like what you like. But I've just decided to step back from Marvel and just see what other people are saying about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you brought Multiverse of Madness. I mean, I'm one of those people that I did enjoy it, but I have bad taste. I enjoyed Suicide Squad too. You like what you like, and that is that's what resonates. And in this fellowship, in this people like the word community, but I use it. I'm a liberal. In this community, we support everyone's right to have their own opinion, like what you like, love who you love, do what you want to do, as long as harm none, do as I will. That's that's the way I feel about it. And I enjoy being able to be on panels with people that have different opinions and different likes and discuss that and figure out why it resonates, why certain entertainments resonate with others. And thank you guys so much for being in the chat, supporting Scott's channel. Please share out links to Sporking News Podcast. This is your first time here. Please subscribe to his channel. You're going to get nothing but some of the best panelists. You're going to get nothing but real, intellectual, well thought, funny, great people on every one of his shows. So please support Sporking News Podcast, and let's get this man back to 5,000 where he should be and back to monetization. Thank you guys. You guys in the chat are great. Much love to all of you. Appreciate you so much. In closing, we are going to talk about something that I didn't even think I'd ever read, at least anytime in the near future. There's a rumor out there that Warner Brothers is going to reboot Harry Potter, of all things. Oh. In today's day and age, this came from WWD Pro and Vigilante Williamson. Guys, please subscribe to Vigilante Williamson. He also did a video on this. He's a great person in this community, supports a lot of people, has a lot of wonderful things to say. Please support his channel. Mods, if you could throw out a link to Vigilante Wilson, I would greatly appreciate it. I love Harry Potter, obviously, and I really have enjoyed it since it's the popularization of it, and not just because it talks about witches and wizards. I love the universe. I like I love the setting, the characters, the storytelling. It's heartwarming to me. I really enjoy it, and I do not trust modern day anybody, and nor do I want modern day anybody doing a reboot of the Harry Potter franchise. Tina, I know you mentioned earlier that you're not really a big Potter fan, but you have family members who are.
Actually, Harry Potter in the series, it was a big part of my life for someone that only read portions of the book to my children. I mean, my sons are 21 and 23, so my son was 2 years, so my oldest was 2 years old when the first movie came out. However, the books started being released while I was still in college, and many of my friends, whether or not I had intimate relations with them, were becoming secondary and primary education teachers. So they were very into the series, and they were using it a lot in their classroom presentations and just reading them in general to become more familiar with literature for the age of the children that we're going to teach. And then, of course, my husband, big geek, he grew up the whole, Dragonlance series, Hickman and Weiss, and anything pretty much fantasy related. So of course he was very into Harry Potter. So we read the stories to my kids, and obviously as they got old enough, we brought them into the movies and took them to the movies. So I see it as something that's very, very treasured from their childhood, and it's a shame I didn't know about the article prior to that, because I would have asked my boys, what do they think about this? Because I can only imagine, because of how angry they are, that the author's been abused so much lately for her supposed negativity toward different marginalized segments of society, that I can't imagine what about the wonder and the beauty of the series is going to be retained once it's redone. If they now, hate the author so much, why are they so interested then in rebooting the works?
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Horty Elf?
No,
Were you a fan of all of it?
I never read the books. I did enjoy the movies. My wife actually introduced me to the movies. That being said, I saw someone say it in I think it was Mr. Tickledrunk. He said it's too early for a reboot, but I don't know what to think, because I know ESG is heavily implemented in Hollywood and forces a lot of these studios hands, plus a lot of the activists that are involved in a lot of these studios. However, WB and Warner, Zaslav's been going in and slashing things left and right, so I really don't know which direction this would go when they make it, but I always go into it with skepticism nowadays.
I mean, and that's a healthy response. I mean, Mr. Tickle Trunk says it's too early for a reboot. I wish they could hand down the whole thing like Cobra Kai. It's too early for it. I think it's still, it hasn't been that long, has it? Unless I'm really old now. It hasn't been that long since the series closed out. They've been doing the prequels, which have been okay. I've enjoyed them, but not as much as I did the original series. I am afraid at this point, as we've been seeing with the trend in entertainments for the last how many years, 6-7 years, that they would use it as a platform. They would use the popularity of it to recast and the things we were saying backstage that I don't think we can say, Tina, on air. You know what I mean? Like the character swaps or the gender swaps or the half gender, whatever the hell it is. I don't trust them to do it. I don't trust it at all. I like the universe as is. If you want to add or expand to the universe itself, great. If you want to do, if Rowling wants to create stories that come after the Voldemort experience, all that entire lore, then yeah, that's great. I wouldn't mind seeing Harry's kids, or the next generation. But when it comes to remaking or rebooting Harry Potter, I don't think it will be done with the respect that it could get, at least until things change, at least until the way that these franchises are handled, these properties are handled in Hollywood today, and until that culture changes. Because we get a transgender Hermione or something. You know what I mean?
It's such a shame. I mean, because these characters at the beginning of the story are children, and they are dealing with childhood issues within the novels themselves. So why do we need to bring in any of the other harshness of our current politics into the series?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a problem, right? And when you look at these shows or these programs, these franchises, it especially when it's a fantasy world, they really want to update. They want to, I guess, in their minds, update it to 2000s politics, 2000 teens, 2020s politics, liberal politics, and I'm not even interested in that. I'm a 90s liberal. I have liberal ideas, classical liberal ideas, and those are where I'm comfortable. And the way that the way that the party I used to support has been promoting, and people that claim to be a part of it have been promoting in the last 10 years, I don't want nothing to do with it. That is not, those are not the values that I grew up with. Those are not the values that I hold. And I don't trust them with any property at this point, to use them as platforms to espouse values that do not represent those of us who used to support, liberal ideals. That's just how I feel. It's anybody in the chats. I know the chat's out there on fire. Thank you so very much for being here. And I'm going to go through some of these chats. If anybody has anything that they want to say, if you would want to see this rebooted or not, or how you feel about it, let me know. And I'm going to run through real quick. I'm also going to say thank you to the many people that have been here and that have been supporting the show. People like Time Prophet, I appreciate you being here, dude. Thank you so much, guys. Check out Time Prophet's channel. Darth Scorpio, Scipio, out there just bringing the rain, dude. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your opinions. Sean Eastup, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Mark, my brother, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Boosh, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you being here. Supreme Heretic, guys, please go check out Supreme Heretic's channel and support Drew. Let's see. Mr. Tickle Trunk, as always, appreciate it. Yeah, right. And Modern Slop, man. Great comments coming from you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, Sporking News Podcast, and all of the shows that he puts out on this channel. Nothing but the best panelists, nothing but the realest of the real, bringing to you their opinions, their point of views, and their criticisms, doing it with humor, doing it with intellect, and doing it from the most honest place within their heart. Thank you, Slender Dad, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you to Soul Assassin out there, killing it with the links. Eric K showing up, also bringing the links. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Commander Phil, hail to you, brother. Hail. Thank you so much for being here. And let's see if Zombie Box Reviews, brother. Thank you very much. Darius Munchausen, guys, subscribe to Darius Munchausen. Subscribe to Zombie Box Reviews and all the wonderful YouTubers, fellow content creators that we have in this audience. We don't have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. Let's see. Boosh. Let's see. I think I went too far back in the comments. My bad, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. Lovely Sherry showed up. Hail Legion of Memers. Lovely Sherry. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you bringing beauty, light, and grace into the chat every time you show up. Much appreciated. Let's see. And Boosh said, I saw one episode of Fantastic Beasts pass. Of the reboot is anywhere near as bad. I have no interest. I understand that. Mrs. Flu is here. What's up, Mrs. Flu? Hail to you and the hubby, Toxic Man Flu. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Everywhere that you're at, again, bring love and light into every chat. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
Toxic Man Flu is in the Legion Memers as well.
Oh, is he? Oh, see, there's so many of y'all I don't even know. Hail the Legion of Memers. Hail to you guys. Thank you guys for thank the Legion. Thank Horny Alf and everyone in the Legion of Memers is out there spreading fun. Basically, you guys are creating memes and saying things, doing things that are making people laugh and bringing us together. And it really means something during dark times, especially when we are fighting for our modern myths. We are fighting in a culture war. We are a grassroots movement of diverse people, internationally diverse people from all different backgrounds coming together to fight for our modern myths, to fight for our ability to speak our minds and not be sequestered for having a difference of opinion from those who want to separate and divide us. And so the work you guys do is invaluable. And thank you so very much. Let's see. I remember. What's up, man? Good to see you. The other Abraham. Hail, brother. He says, I remember learning about Harry Potter when I was in school. Well, I wasn't in school when Harry Potter came out, but I remember I remember all of the controversies, and this is back in the heat of my my young paganism, and I really enjoyed the controversies. People saying we can't teach this. This is teaching witchcraft in school. That ain't witchcraft, yo. Trust me, I'd do it since I was 13. There ain't nothing in Harry Potter. Ain't nothing in Harry Potter promoting witchcraft. Okay, it's a fantasy series. Trust me. And I enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Keith Howard. Appreciate you being here. Good show tonight. Well, thank you. It's only good because of the wonderful panelists that are here and the chat. You guys that support Sporking News Podcast. Thank you so much for supporting us in every channel. For Tina Bojan and Horny Alf, Mr. Grant Gregory, most especially Sporking for having us here. Thank you very much, Keith. Appreciate it. And Mr. Lovely Show says something controversial. I've never seen Harry Potter. You ain't the only one. Some people haven't seen it. You're not alone. Some people just don't like that, and that genre is not for everyone. And it's what it is. Mrs. Flew says that she loves Harry Potter. Mrs. Flew, would you want to see a reboot of Harry Potter? Please let me know in the chat. Appreciate that. Soul Assassin says, let's be honest, most people are here in hopes of hearing more of Tina's stories. I mean, I'm not as good as Scott is getting them out of her, but
That would be dangerous, folks, but maybe one day I'll host a stream of my own.
you should do that. You should have a whole Tina's rainbow flag stream and just tell everybody everything. Your husband will love it. Your husband's I know he's in the background making you laugh. I know.
Oh, yes, he is. He always is.
Hail to Mr. Bojan. Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you for lending us your beautiful, wonderful wife for a short period of time so that we all enjoy her light, man. We appreciate you. Thank you.
You're too kind.
Oh, man. Well, so are you. He says, I love reading. You'll check him out one day. Said Mrs. Flew. That sounds good. Lovely Sherry says she needs to it. Mrs. Flew also says no reboot. Yeah, I don't want to see no reboot. I don't trust it. I actually do not trust it. Time Prophet says no reboots ever. Why can't they create something new? Oh, I forgot they can only destroy. That's the problem. And that's why I don't trust them to do these. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. We are going to transfer flags over to Bounding Into Comics. Scott's over on Bounding Into Comics right now. If you guys would please go over there and give him a Sporking raid. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate that. But before we go, please allow me to let my co-hosts do some outros. Tina, please let these lovely folks where they can find you.
Well, when you can't find me in the chats, I'm available on Twitter at Tina Bojan. My DMs are open, but please, gosh, don't send me any
no silkworms.
I just can't handle those. But but when I'm not there, you can see me Friday nights and Sunday nights on Vinny Art's channel. Come check us out. He is the amazing and talented artist most of you already know. I just shared his link in the chat, so please subscribe. And then I have also been joining Sporking News podcast for his Ancient Apocalypse story streams on Monday night under the moniker of Aluminum Spork. So please come visit us there. We have just about half of the series to go through to reveal Graham Hancock's final thoughts on the Ancient Apocalypse or the Lost Advanced Civilization. So check us out.
Thank you so much, Tina. Appreciate that. Say hi to Vinny for me. He is one of the best artists in this community. If you want to talk about somebody, let me promote my man Vinny real quick. Talk about somebody who appreciates his fans, the work that he does. He's always putting out the absolute best that he can. He's no bullshit. That is an independent creator that holds the values of supporting the independent creator community. So please subscribe to Vinny Art. Check out his show. Check out Tina over there. Tina, thank you so much for being here, sweetheart.
Thank you for the invite.
Anytime. Up next is Horny Alf. Please tell them where they can find you, brother.
Stephen, I wanted to say thank you for having me on. Send me the invite first and foremost. Usually you'll see me in the chats for a lot of the channels in the fellowship. But when I'm not there, you can see me on Twitter, usually pissing people off or making people laugh. One of the two. And then we also have, every time, from time to time, you can find me on ETEP Including Stream, usually Saturdays. And then we also have the Legion of Memer stream on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not sure who our guest is this week, but you can check us out. We had Adam Krigler on a few weeks ago. So,
nice.
We just hit 1,000 subs like last week or early this week. And but we're still short of our streaming hours, so go check us out, see our content. We have some meme wrap-up videos that we do for all the memes that get shown on Friday Night Tights, so if you want to see them all in one place, you can go check it out there.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Horny Out, for being here. And dude, anytime. Love having you on shows. And congratulations to you guys for hitting 1,000 subs.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. Zax, I promoted you, man. I promoted you the Smasher Pass streams from the Rings of Power. Your semi-gay streams that's made me kind of question my own sexuality. Not question it, but just like wonder a little bit because your intro, that Rocky gay intro to It's like I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll be back. I'm not sure. I'm not. Your hands are soft. But thank you very much for being here, bro. Appreciate you, guys. Please check out Zax's channel. All these wonderful content creators out here. Please remember that when you leave here, go over to Bounding into Comics with a Sporking raid. Scotty is over there right now, shining like a bright light that he is over there with the wonderful people at Bounding into Comics. Who give us such great content that we that we have been covering and helping to fight us in the culture war for as long as I have been out here. Thank you to everyone in the chat for being here. Please remember, if this is your first time being here, please subscribe to Sporking News Podcast. If you are a longtime supporter, please share out a link to his channel. Let's get this man where he deserves 5, 10, 15K, where he belongs. Please check out all of these wonderful streams. On Monday, you can see Tina. On Wednesdays, you will normally see Matt on the Mad Dump, but he has not been available the last couple of weeks, so Scott has been gracious enough to allow me to host, and I appreciate that. Check out Mr. Grant Gregory. He's going to be having a celebration stream here pretty soon. And all of the great people in this chat, the great content creators. Check out Vinny R. Check out I can't remember everybody that was shared tonight. I'm sorry. Codenomics. Check out Supreme Heretic. And remember to support your independent creators out there, whether they're making books or whether they're making comics, or they have YouTube channels, Twitch channel, whatever it is. Support them. Share out links for your favorite 2 or 3 content creators, because we don't have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters, fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other, yet suffer no fools.